11 years after shattering every record in boxing history, the Titans are returning for a high-stakes sequel. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao have officially signed for a rematch on September 19th at Las Vegas's Cutting Edge Sphere.
It's happened that way. It happened to me many times.
Did you want a rematch with Floyd?
I'm still active. It's up to him if he's going to fight.
You would even fight him today?
Even here.
Oh my goodness.
Even here.
Yeah, that fire never dies, man.
My right hand is...
With his legendary right hand finally 100% healthy and his timing razor sharp, a focused and active Pacquiao was warning Mayweather that he's ready to finish what he started and finally take that zero off Floyd's perfect 50-0 record.
It just happened that I'm still active in boxing and he come out from retirement, so and he decided to do it again. So this is it. Like I'm so excited for the fight.
While Floyd was busy playing it safe in retirement, Manny stayed in the trenches, and now he's ready to show the world that the pretty boy made a massive mistake by coming back for more.
Oh yeah, I learned a lot on that fight. Way back 2015, I think we become mature right now and how to handle it, and like, you know, I hope that it will not happen again, like the way it is last 2015. You know, it's the experience is like not really 100%, but I'm hoping for this time around no more excuses, especially to my condition and also for everything. Like I'm so excited and ready to the fight. Although before he wants an exhibition with me, but I disagree, and I don't want to fight with exhibition with him. I want to fight a real fight like this. So this is it. Like this is what I'm.
Pacquiao is done with the excuses and the exhibition nonsense. He's demanding a real war to prove that a healthy right hand is all he needs to finally shatter Mayweather's perfect record.
Both of us are disciplined fighters, so him and me, like we taking care of our body, and we always work out almost every day and playing basketball like that. So right now I still can fight. Like I feel like I'm still young. I mean, yeah. Nothing changed.
Age is just a number for the Pac-Man, who claims he still feels like a young lion and is ready to use his daily basketball-honed stamina to drown Floyd in a pace he can no longer keep up with.
A lot of work, took a lot of time. I mean, many tried and many, you know, I wouldn't say failed, but planted seeds. It just took the right time and, you know, having the right team in place to be able to get it done, right? It's really a timing thing and all the right people involved in the deal to help make it happen. And of course, having Netflix being, you know, a global phenomenon, right? I mean, we'll have hundreds of millions of people viewing this. There's so many additional opportunities that come out of it. So I would say this is more of a timing thing and the size of the platform. And of course, you know, Manny came out of retirement. He did a return pro fight of last year. Obviously, Floyd sees that. Floyd's very competitive. He wants the same thing. He feels he can come in, he can do the same thing, and you know, why not give it that chance? You know, they're both the best in the game. They're both world renowned, and the sport would not be what.
Joss Mather, CEO, Manny Pacquiao Promotions, pulls back the curtain on the massive power play that finally made this happen, revealing that it wasn't just about the money, but about having a global giant like Netflix and the perfect team to pull off the biggest event in combat sports history. He makes it clear that with hundreds of millions of eyes watching, this is no longer just a fight, but a global takeover that resets the stakes for both legends. This is about crowning the true king of this era on the world's biggest stage, and the hype is already reaching a breaking point.
109, this will do more than the Tyson Jake Paul fight. This will do like 150, 200 million. No, it's not pay-per-view.
Netflix, would do good.
200 million people, 150?
Good. You know, Good thing Netflix is getting involved, man. He's freeing up a lot of money for the guys.
Yeah,
And Mayweather Pacquiao, they're gonna make a couple $100 million each.
I think so.
Good for
As
them.
they should.
Good for them.
But you knew, you told me today, even without knowing, you knew it was coming.
Both having an exhibition, you know, yeah. That's the way it looked like. So that was done. September 19th?
September 19th?
September, the Mexican Independence Day weekend?
Yeah, in the Sphere, nonetheless. That's that round thing.
But isn't Canelo fighting on that day?
No, he's fighting in Saudi on the 12th.
Yeah, but Mexico versus, oh, that's right.
So this is a week
Oh,
after.
you mean the Spear?
Yeah.
That's big time.
Yeah, it's very few seats in there.
Yeah, that's big time.
The game will break records. I'm sure it's going to be major.
Yeah, because I heard that's just special, like only like special events and special concerts and shit like that.
I haven't been there, but yeah, it's amazing.
I've never been there, but it looks good from the outside too.
Well, that's incredible. Full coverage here.
That's good, man. Good. Netflix is.
Elite trainer Robert Garcia isn't holding back, calling this rematch exactly what it is, a massive money business fueled by the global reach of Netflix. He believes that while the world will tune in, this isn't about the sport anymore. It's about two legends securing one final astronomical payday on the biggest streaming stage imaginable.
A lot of advantages, disadvantages at this point for both these, these iconic fighters, right? At this point. All right, number one, advantage, disadvantage. Age, right? I put even. They each get a check. They're both old, right? So that's number one. The number two was who's got less miles on the odometer. And because of the defensive style of Mayweather, I gave a check to Mayweather having the edge here. I mean, besides the Marquez fights, Pacquiao's been in some tough fights, right? Reflexes and timing and other boxing elements. Well, I gave the check to Pacquiao. At least he's had some fights, or at least one real fight, Barrios recently. And yeah, Mayweather's fresher, but inactivity could affect his timing.
Teddy Atlas levels the playing field by comparing the odometer of both legends, noting that while Floyd has the fresher body thanks to his defensive genius, Manny's recent battle with Mario Barrios gives him a massive edge in timing that could catch Mayweather cold in the early rounds. He emphasizes that ring rust is a silent killer, and Floyd's long layoff might make his legendary reflexes a fraction slower than we remember. If Manny starts fast, those missing miles on Floyd's clock might actually work against him because he isn't battle-hardened right now. It's a gamble between a rested body and a sharp mind, and Teddy isn't sure which one will blink first.
Early in the fight. So next one, power. Well, the guy who's always been the naturally better puncher, not the naturally bigger guy though, so that equals it out a little bit, evens it out. The naturally bigger guy is Mayweather, but the natural puncher was always Pacquiao. He gets a check. Speed, who gets the edge there? Well, Mayweather always fast, always smooth, always fluid. And Pacquiao, tremendous hand and feet speed, foot speed. I give them both the check, no advantage.
Atlas also sees a fascinating trade-off. Floyd is the naturally bigger man with fluid movement, but Pacquiao remains the superior natural puncher, whose lightning-fast hands and feet make this a dead-even heat that could explode at any moment. He questions whether Floyd can still use his size to bully a smaller man, or if Pacquiao's explosive volume will simply be too much for an older Mayweather to track. The speed factor is terrifyingly close, making this a game of who lands first rather than who lands hardest. It's a high-speed collision where one mistake from either side could end the night in a heartbeat.
Defense. Well, the forte and the reason he could fight so long for Mayweather has always been, he's been a wizard. He's been a defensive magician in the ring. Pacquiao gets hit more, but, he's a good defensive fighter. He's been great, but Mayweather's the man there. Conditioning. Hey, Floyd lives clean. He always seems to be in shape, never far off his weight. Pacquiao, well, he's the only one who's had a camp, a serious camp, fight camp, with the Barrios fight. I give him a little edge. Check for him. X factors.
The analysis shifts to the wizard versus the workhorse, where Teddy acknowledges Mayweather as a defensive magician who rarely gets touched, yet he hands the conditioning edge to Pacquiao simply because Manny is the only one who has survived a grueling world-class training camp in recent years. He notes that while Floyd lives a clean life, there is no substitute for the oxygen debt only a real professional fight can provide. Manny has been pushed to the limit recently, meaning his lungs and legs are ready for 12 rounds of hell, while Floyd is still testing the waters. This conditioning gap could turn the late rounds into a nightmare for the defensive specialist.
Well, it's a rematch, right? Mayweather won it first. He's got to have maybe a little edge mentally, you know, as far as confidence, belief. All right, at the end of the day, the pick. Here's what you've been waiting for, right? You couldn't wait for this. All right, the pick. Styles make fights. You know, that the style of Mayweather could still be a problem for Pacquiao. But again, Pacquiao has been the only one in there with a real fight recently.
Atlas dives into the mental warfare, admitting that while Mayweather holds the confidence card from winning their first encounter, the reality is that styles make fights, and Manny's hunger to settle the score might be the X factor that disrupts Floyd's perfect rhythm. He points out that the psychological ghost of 2015 still lingers, but a healthy Pacquiao is a completely different animal than the injured version we saw back then. Floyd knows how to beat the man he fought 11 years ago, but he might not know how to handle the rejuvenated version standing across from him now. The mental edge is razor thin, and the pressure to stay undefeated has never been heavier on Mayweather's shoulders.
Recently, and I know the boxing business, you guys too, right? Could it be possible that these promoters, whatever, it is about money? Could they already be thinking about a trilogy? I don't know, call me crazy. I'm gonna call it a draw, all right? There it is.
In a shocking twist, Teddy the Truth Atlas questions the very soul of the boxing business, suggesting that with Netflix involved and a trilogy potentially on the horizon, we might be headed for a highly controversial draw that leaves fans screaming for a third and final showdown. He hints that the money business often prefers a cliffhanger over a definitive ending, especially when hundreds of millions of dollars are on the table. If the fight is even remotely close, the judges might just set the stage for one more payday, leaving the world in total shock. It's a cynical but realistic look at how the biggest stars in the world keep the wheel turning for as long as they possibly can.
Pacquiao, it's true. Floyd is one of the top 10 greatest pound-for-pound fighters who ever lived. Tough to argue otherwise. But pound for pound, he can't be above Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was a flyweight champion. Not that he turned pro at flyweight. He was good enough as a flyweight to be the lineal champion, the real champion. Now, he didn't win titles in every division. He skipped some of these, but I just want to tell you how flyweight, junior bantam, junior feather, junior light, junior welter,
He's rapping again.
junior middle.
He's rolling.
And he laid waste to these divisions. He fought great fighters. He never ducked anybody. Pacquiao, to me, other than Sugar Ray Robinson, he's still one. Pacquiao is the greatest pound-for-pound fighter who ever lived. I can't put Floyd above him. Any beef?
Max Kellerman sparks a massive debate by claiming Floyd can never surpass Manny's legacy, as Pacquiao's 8-division climb makes him a unique force that Mayweather simply cannot match. This sets a perfect stage for the September 19th rematch at the Sphere, where a fully healthy Pacquiao plans to use his legendary right hand to finally shatter Floyd's 50-0 record. Many believe this is Manny's ultimate chance to prove that age is just a number and that his warrior spirit makes him the true pound-for-pound king. If Pacquiao pulls off the upset, it won't just be a win, it will be the definitive proof that his legacy is untouchable, leaving Mayweather with no more excuses and no more zero to hide behind.
Pacquiao above Floyd, pound for pound, and just in the history of boxing, you never heard of a guy that could go from those weight classes and still dominate. Knocking out Cotto, knocking out Ricky Hatton with one shot, destroying Oscar De La Hoya. Made him look like he was nothing. I mean, for me, Manny Pacquiao is always going to have that, and I was always a huge fan of him growing up, so yeah.
Ryan is a firm believer that Manny is the true king of boxing history, regardless of what the official scorecard said in 2015. He argues that the sheer dominance Manny showed while jumping through weight classes, destroying legends, is something no other fighter has ever replicated. For Ryan, the legacy is built on a warrior spirit that prioritized real challenges over protecting a perfect record. This respect adds a massive layer of tension to the September 19th rematch at the Sphere, as he believes that the power Manny carried through 8 divisions is a natural force that doesn't just disappear with age. Ryan is betting that a healthy Manny still has enough magic left to finally crack the shell and prove to the world that the title belongs to the man who dared to be great, potentially ending the night with a 51-0 record for Mayweather.
Still dope, dude. I mean, regardless of everything, I mean, do I think that's a fight that I think that's a fight that's gonna draw a lot of attention. So
Rolly is leaning into the pure hype of the event, calling it a dope move that is guaranteed to draw massive attention across the globe. He knows that when names this big are involved, people can't help but tune in to see if the magic is still there. This rematch isn't just a fight to him, it's a cultural spectacle that proves these two icons still own the sport's biggest stage. Whether you love it or hate it, you're going to be watching when that bell rings. He feels the sheer gravity of their names is enough to outsell almost any active champion today. It's the kind of event that reminds everyone why boxing is still the ultimate theater.
Floyd got his number.
Yeah?
Yeah, Floyd got his number. There's not gonna be anything different.
You think it will end differently, or would it be a similar kind of fight?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, like I said, I think it's gonna be a similar kind of fight, but I mean, Floyd's gonna beat. Yeah, it's just gonna outbox him.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if Floyd does like start digging to Pacquiao's body early, I mean, Floyd's gonna hurt him.
Romero isn't predicting an upset, bluntly stating that Floyd has always had Manny's number and expects a repeat of their first encounter. He believes Floyd's defensive masterclass will be too much for Pacquiao once again, especially if Mayweather starts targeting the body early on to slow the Pac-Man down. In Rolly's eyes, the technical gap is just too wide for the result to change after all these years. He thinks Floyd's IQ is simply on a different planet, and that Manny will find himself chasing shadows just like he did in 2015. For Rolly, this isn't about heart, it's about a puzzle that Manny has never been able to solve. Even with a healthy right hand, he doubts Pacquiao can land anything significant on a man who refuses to be hit.
About Pacquiao, it's more about what Floyd wants to do to him. If Floyd wants to box him, he's gonna box. If Floyd wants to press him, we're gonna see Floyd press him. It's more. I think it's more, comes down to more. You know, it's still it still comes down to both of them, honestly, too. It's like Pacquiao wants to win, and well, Floyd, is he gonna outbox him again, or is he gonna press to stop him? So, I mean, it's a very interesting fight. You know, it's I mean, the original one was the fight of the century. So imagine now, it's still gonna be a massive fight.
Rolly suggests that the entire flow of the fight is in Floyd's hands, wondering if Money will choose to box safely or finally press forward to try and get the stoppage. It finds it fascinating that while Manny is desperate for the win, the real drama lies in how Floyd decides to toy with his rival this time around. It's a game of cat and mouse where the world is waiting to see if Floyd has one last aggressive masterpiece left in him. He believes Floyd has the luxury of choosing his strategy, whereas Manny is forced to take all the risks. If Floyd decides to be mean, Rolly thinks we could see a version of Mayweather that actually looks for the finish. It's all about what version of the best ever decides to show up at the Sphere.
High IQ.
But at that level, you can't just go and knock somebody out. It all comes down to little details. At that level, you can't just knock somebody out. You gotta, it comes down when you're fighting a guy that's not on your level. But we're talking about two all-time legends. We're talking about two all-time legends, so it's like you can't just go in there and be like, I'm gonna knock this dude out.
So you're going to see a very high-speed chess match still, even at the age that they're at.
I don't believe it'll be high. It's gonna be a lot of them figuring each other out again. I think Floyd already figured them out, but I don't think it's gonna. I think it's going to be a little bit more thinking this time around.
Describing the bout as a high-speed chess match, Romero argues that at this elite level, you can't just walk in and look for a lucky knockout. He expects a deeply cerebral fight where both legends spend time trying to outthink each other in the ring, just like they did a decade ago. Even at their current ages, Rolly believes the little details and mental adjustments will be what ultimately decide who leaves the sphere with their legacy intact. It's not about who is stronger, but who can bait the other into a mistake first. He's warning fans not to expect a wild brawl, but a masterclass of strategy from two men who have seen it all. At this level of greatness, the fight is won in the mind long before the hands ever touch.
Not really, I don't think so. I mean, Manny Pacquiao's had a fight recently, hasn't he, against Mario Barris, who's just lost his title to Ryan Garcia, deservedly so. And that was a draw in which most people saw Pacquiao at the end of his career, saw what was left of him, and were not too happy that he came back again. Floyd Mayweather has had a variety of different bouts. I mean, I hear that he's going to fight Mike Tyson. I don't understand what that thinking is. Or an exhibition. We've seen him fight and hold up Conor McGregor in an exhibition fight. It's Netflix building entertainment models around sport. Sport is entertainment. It crosses over. Netflix have got a proven model of success that ultimately they invest some money into these sort of things, whether it's Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson or Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. They'll look at their lifetime value of their average subscriber, not every subscriber, but their average subscriber, and then they multiply it by the amount of subscribers they think they're going to get as new ones.
Simon dismisses the idea of this being a top-tier sporting event, noting that Manny looked like a shell of his former self in his recent draw against Mario Barrios. He argues that while Floyd has stayed relevant through exhibitions, the move to fight again at this age feels more like a Netflix entertainment model than a real athletic challenge. He believes the streaming giant is simply playing a numbers game, trading on the legends' names to lock in as many new subscribers as possible. This isn't about the art of boxing for Simon. It's about a calculated financial decision that treats the fans like data points on a spreadsheet.
Just good research or just good instincts,
Well,
they do great numbers.
They have a 300 million subscriber base around the world, bigger than that now. I think the growth on the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fights, I think they got 2 million subscribers out of it, new subscribers. Now, irrespective of whether some of those subscribers churn or don't stay for a long period of time, the average Netflix subscriber is worth $900. Some will be worth $1,500, some will be worth $29.99. So the average Netflix subscriber is worth $900. So by that mathematics, they paid Mike Tyson and Jake Paul something like 150 million, and they banked 2 billion.
Jordan breaks down the staggering mathematics behind the deal, explaining how Netflix can afford to pay these icons hundreds of millions because of the sheer scale of their global reach. He points to previous influencer fights as proof that even if the boxing is subpar, the massive influx of new subscribers generates billions in long-term value for the platform. For him, the rematch is a foolproof money-printing machine where the risk for Netflix is zero and the reward is astronomical. He sees the fight as a masterclass in business scaling, where the legendary status of the fighters is the ultimate bait for a 300 million person audience.
You've got elite sport, you've got the top-end sport where you've got Beterbiev fighting Bivol, you've got the great fighters of the current times that are fighting the best fighters in their class. Then you've got the kind of mock entertainment elite, half elite boxing, which is Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. It has a foot in both camps. And then you've got this, and you've got Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, which are media translations of a sport. It was a breakout party for Anthony Joshua pre the tragedy, obviously, for him to have a new life outside of boxing. Here is the media personality that is Anthony Joshua, the boxer, which is why you saw Anthony Joshua in the ring, spend so much time in the ring, so much time signing autographs, so much time spending time around it, because there's a new incarnation of Anthony Joshua, and I think it was a clever move. In this instance, Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, they fought too late in 2015 when they were 36 and 37 respectively, I think.
They're 47 and 48 now.
Yeah. So it is some would say a cynical land grab, a financial opportunity. But if people are prepared to pay it, and Netflix are prepared to put it on, and people want to watch it on their Netflix subscription, and people want to subscribe to it.
The analysis takes a cynical turn as Simon categorizes this bout as media-translated sport rather than elite-level competition like the fights of the current pound-for-pound kings. He reminds everyone that these two were already considered late to their own rivalry back in 2015, and now, at nearly 50 years old, the gap between them and real professional boxing is wider than ever. He views the event as a clever but desperate land grab for cash, a final no harm, no foul payday for two men who know exactly how to work the system.
Well, I mean, you know, it's kind of sad to me that these two guys have to come back for it to be one of the biggest fights again. You know, with all these great young champions that's out here,
I'm rusting enough.
You know, I mean, there should be some big fights, but Manny and Floyd are bigger than anybody else. So, I mean, that's why it's happening.
Jeff finds it a bit sad that despite all the young champions in the sport today, Mayweather and Pacquiao are still the only names big enough to stop the world. He admits that even though he wishes the new generation could carry the torch, the Pac-Man and Money Mayweather simply exist on a level of stardom that nobody else can touch. It's a bittersweet reality for him. The legends are still the kings, but it highlights a massive void in the current boxing landscape. Jeff knows that as long as these two are around, they will always be the biggest show in town, regardless of their age.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily say that's the fighter's fault, because that's not the fighter's job. I mean, that's a promoter's job. That's what promotion is. So if you don't have a promoter that's promoting you in the right way to make you, you know, loved by your fans or accepted by your fans, they're not doing the right thing by you.
Turning his attention to the business side, Jeff argues that it's not the fighters' fault that they are still the main attraction, but rather a failure of modern promotion. He believes today's promoters aren't doing enough to turn young talent into household names, leaving the door wide open for these 40-something legends to keep cashing in. To Jeff, the fact that this rematch is the biggest news in boxing is proof that the industry is failing its new stars. He sees this fight as a wake-up call for the suits to start building new legacies before the old ones finally walk away.
I think the fight's probably going to be pretty much the same, but, you know, both of them are not the same fighters that they once was. Their names are, but as fighters, they're not. I mean, they both put on, they both aged. And I'm gonna be honest, the last fight when Pacquiao, when he fought Barrios, that fight looked like crap to me. I mean, he looked like crap. I mean, it looked like, I mean, even though the fight was close, and I understand the fight being close, but the Pacquiao, the greatness of Pacquiao was gone. I didn't see it. I didn't even see an inkling of it.
Jeff gets brutally honest about the physical decline of both men, predicting that the rematch will likely play out exactly like the first one because neither fighter is what they once were. He specifically points to Manny's recent performance against Mario Barrios, calling it crap and stating that the legendary greatness he once possessed has completely vanished. For Jeff, the inkling of that old Pacquiao magic is gone, and he worries that fans are paying for a memory rather than a competitive fight. He's warning the world not to expect the 2015 versions of these men, as the aging process has finally stripped away their elite-level tools. Whether you see this as a legendary redemption story or a massive financial play, one thing is certain: the world will be watching on September 19th. With the high-tech backdrop of the Las Vegas Sphere and the global reach of Netflix, Mayweather vs. Pacquiao 2 is set to be a cultural moment that transcends the sport itself. This fight is about much more than just a paycheck. It's a battle of two completely different philosophies. On one side, you have Floyd's pursuit of perfection and his best-ever defensive shield. On the other, you have Manny's relentless warrior heart and his desire to erase the what-ifs from 2015. While age definitely slowed their feet, their boxing IQ is higher than ever, making this a cerebral war that could surprise everyone who thinks it's just an old man's fight. What do you think? Do you believe Manny's healthy right hand and recent ring activity will be the key to finally cracking Floyd's defense? Or will Floyd's legendary timing and discipline prove once again that he simply has Pacquiao's number? Does this fight actually settle the greatest of all time debate? Or is it just a final celebration of two icons who refuse to let the sun set on their careers? We want to hear from you. Drop your predictions and thoughts in the comment section below. Who are you riding with on September 19th? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on the biggest fights and breaking news in the world of boxing.